Hi, it's Colleen with Rope and Wreath Sellers, and here's what I sold on eBay for the week of January 29th through February 4th, 2018.
Okay, so looking at the stuff I sold, first thing was this pierced earring caddy. It was not very big, couple inches across or something, but it was cool. It was retro, um, but I thought all the little compartments. Honestly thought it would do better, but it sold for $9.29. I had stuff 7% off, and then I had a different sale later in the week. You'll see $11.95 is what I collected, so I did charge shipping on this. 25 cents is what it cost me at a garage sale. Sweet old lady. She had all this stuff. She's like, "Oh, you want that, honey? You can just, oh, here's a pair of earrings to put in there." She's very sweet. $4.58 for eBay and PayPal fees, as well as my shipping costs, for a total profit of $7.12, and it took 3 months to sell. This is a Nike Golf. You can see by the label. Pullover. It's I think it was wind resistant. It was kind of this like funky material. Anyway, it sold for $27.89 with free shipping. I paid $1 for it. It came out of the consignment store bag. I get a lot of golf clothing from the consignment store. $8.60 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $18.29, and it took 4 months to sell. Here is an Air New Zealand Pacific class. It wasn't wool. It felt like wool blanket. It has to be fire resistant. I think it said on there somewhere. But this particular brand, John Hosserfall from England. I guess it's collectible. So anyway, it sold $24.99. I paid $1 for this at a rummage sale, I believe. $9.96 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $14.03, and it took 2 weeks to sell. This is a Gap waffle weave shirt, and I honestly didn't think it was going to sell this fast, but it did. Someone emailed me and said, "Oh, does it have such and such? Is it cotton and a rayon blend or something?" I can't remember what it was, and it was made in Bangladesh. I have the same shirt. I'm trying to replace it, so that's maybe why it sold so fast. Anyway, $9.29 is what it sold for. I charged shipping, so I collected $12.79. It came out of the consignment store bag, so I paid $1. $5.34 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $6.45, and it took 3 weeks to sell. Next up was this Missouri Show Me State plate. As kitschy and cool as it was, it sold for $5.99. I collected shipping on it, so I got $14.14 for it. 50 cents is what I paid for this at rummage sale, pretty sure. Okay, so $10.99 is what I paid shipping and fees for a total profit of $2.65, and it took 8 months to sell. Okay, so next up is this Team Ford Racing NASCAR jacket that I thought was going to be awesome, but NASCAR isn't doing very well, and this brand, Essex, is not a particularly great brand. So it sold for $59.99. They paid shipping, so I collected $72.15. I paid $7 for this at an estate sale. $15.64 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $49.51, and it took 8 months to sell. Next were these boots, and I didn't actually sell them. The guy emailed me and canceled it. It was my second one of the week. The other one is going to show up next week, but I feel like getting a lot of people that are interested in things, and they buy it and put it in their cart, and then they pay for it, and then they want to cancel it. So that's always sort of a bummer. So that doesn't count, but it's in the spreadsheet. Okay, next up I have these Bausch & Lomb vintage eyeglasses. They are 12 karat gold filled. I thought they would be worth more. You know, I'm not going to complain at all, but I had stuff 25% off because I was trying to get rid of some clothing, and this got kind of swooped up in the clothing. So it sold for $29.99. I actually didn't pay anything for these. I picked these up in the free bin at the estate sale I go to. So she often puts eyeglasses in there. It was missing one of the those nose guard things. People collect these, I guess. I don't know. But it also had the original case, which said Bausch and Lomb or B&L on it. So I don't know if that made it worth more. But it sold pretty fast as soon as I put it on sale. $6.83 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $23.16, and it took 1 month to sell. This was my weakness, the vintage tea towel, and it had this little note from Mom's Kitchen, and I bought it at an estate sale, and I just stupidly fell in love with it. So it sold for $9.99. I paid $3 for this at the estate sale, $4.16 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $2.83, and it took 4 months to sell, and I really have to talk myself out of buying linens for over $1 because they just don't sell for very much. Okay, this is a seashell that actually came from our neighbors, I believe, but it ended up in my daughter's room, and so I sold it because she was going to just donate it. So I identified which kind of shell it was. It's from the Caribbean, and it was 9.5 inches long. It sold for $19.99. They paid shipping, so I collected $23.65. I didn't pay anything for it. $6.97 in shipping fees for a total profit of $16.68, and it took 3 days. Not very long to sell. This is a Victoria's Secret dog. I only had one photo. That's how old this is, because all my other photos have dropped off because these were all on Photo Bucket, the old stuff I have. And so for whatever reason, sometimes when they upgrade software or something on eBay, then those photos disappear. So I don't host them on Photo Bucket anymore. I only put them on eBay, which has its pluses and minuses. And I don't keep them if they've been sold. I tend to just toss them out because who wants to keep old eBay photos on their computer? Anyway, it sold for $10. I collected shipping, so $12.79 total. Paid $1 for this at the thrift store. $4.51 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $7.28, and it took 5 years to sell. Yeah, it's okay. It's out of here. White Mountain boot. The name of the boot was Pinwheel. They weren't particularly nice. Yeah, you can see. It even gave me the name right there. So that made it really easy to find. White Mountain's not a great brand. These were in pretty good condition. They sold for $22.49 because they were 25% off. I paid $1 for them I got them in the consignment store bag that I get. $12.48 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $9.01, and it took 2 months to sell. Lutsen, which is, I believe, in Minnesota. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It's sold to Minnesota, so I'm assuming that's where it is. Yes, it says right in the title, Colleen. Why don't you read your title? It sold for $9.99. I paid about 10 cents. I bought a whole bunch of them at a garage sale last summer, and they've slowly but surely selling. $4.16 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $5.73, and it took 7 months to sell. I think I only have 2 or 3 of those left. And the last thing I sold were these shake and go cars. Some of these can do okay. These were a bit rough. They definitely, like this one had chew marks, and I said all that, but I tested them. I had 5 of them, and only 2 of them worked. Like Sarge is missing his bumper right there. They've obviously been crashed, but kids love them. They're really, my son had one. He loved it. $19.99 is what these sold for. I collected $29.46. I paid $5 for these, so about $1 a piece at, I think I bought them at a garage sale. Yep. $13.64 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $10.82, and it took 3 days to sell. These are the numbers for the end of January, and all I did, because it's going to be confusing, these are the things I sold in January, the 29th through the 31st, and these are the totals from this page, but I just brought those numbers forward right here, this lower line right here. So, and this is the total, I believe, for the other page and this page. Let me double check. Yeah. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah. It's not. So my totals for the week is this number plus that number and that number and that number. So it's about $300. But that doesn't include the ski boots that didn't actually sell. Total cost of goods was $20.85. Shipping and fees 110 about. And so my total profits for the week 173.56. Sorry, that was so confusing. I should have done it a little differently. Amazon merch, still plugging along. I sold 11 shirts. I made 52.17. Total for the week in my e-commerce adventure, 225.73.
A little more solid numbers. Feel like I'm starting to get back on track. It's not quite what I want, but I mean, compared to last year, I seem pretty comparable. And that's the other thing. This isn't a tip or anything, but I just decided to look over what I made last December and took home after fees and shipping versus what I took home in fees and shipping this year, and I was only $300 off. And on the plus side, I made $300 more this December, but it just felt so awful because I had these huge sales that just went so wrong. I mean, my December would have been out of the park, but I guess I shouldn't look at what eBay is telling me because right now they're saying down 60%. I have to look at my January numbers. I haven't looked at January, but I have a feeling that I'm really not that far off of what I made last year. And so I've been really beating myself up about not doing well on eBay because it says I'm down in numbers, but I think it only chooses a particular category that you sell in. So for mine, I looked and it said like women's blouses and flatware and silverware or something. I have tons of that stuff listed and none of it is selling. So I don't know that you can honestly trust the percentages. They make it such this big red number when you aren't doing well or you feel you aren't doing well, but really you should just do your own books and take a look at your own numbers because you're the only one who knows. They're not keeping track of shipping, they're not keeping track of PayPal fees or eBay fees or any of that stuff. They're just looking at the total dollar amount. So sometimes when you charge for shipping, that's included in that final summary number that eBay gives you. So anyway, something I noticed, and I decided that I'm just not going to beat myself up about it. It's just not worth it. I'm just going to keep listing. So my tip to you is, as I've done this inventory and gone through my closet and seen things that should have been listed years ago, I've been going all weekend watching home movies, somebody else's home movies. There's some great stuff in there, vintage Vegas. I've had these things sitting around for 3 years, and it's just like money and all these camera filters, and it's just been in a box and I've been ignoring it. So when I walked into my eBay closet last night to gather stuff up to ship, I was like, what's all this space for? And I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's right. I took out old boxes of stuff that I've been ignoring and I've been listing it because I've been staying out of the thrift stores. So my tip to you is spend a month and don't buy anything. Just put yourself on a shopping freeze and go through your Mount Unlisted or your death pile or whatever you call it, and just deal with it. Either donate it or list it. The things, honestly, the things that I've been avoiding, I have Magic the Gathering cards, and I have all this photography equipment, and these are all things that are very labor intensive, as well as children's clothes. And they're all hard things to research, to decide how to lot together, what it's worth. Finding out, for me, camera equipment, vintage camera equipment, I know nothing. So that's why I'm going through all that stuff. So with that, I want to wish you guys a happy February. And for any of my Eagles fans, congratulations. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comments if you want. Have a good week.